our implicit differentiation, I'm looking for the equation of the normal line. So I am going to find the derivative. So the derivative of y is 1 dy dx. Derivative of x is 1. Derivative cosine of xy is a negative sine of x times y times by the derivative of x times y, which is y times the derivative of x plus x times the derivative of y. So then I get dy dx 1 minus y sine of xy minus x sine of xy dy dx. So then I get x sine of xy dy dx plus dy dx is equal to 1 minus y sine of xy. And then I can factor out a dy dx, so I'm left with x sine of xy plus 1 is equal to 1 minus y sine of xy. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide, so I get 1 minus, y sine of xy divided by x sine of xy plus 1. And I wanted this at 0, 1. So that makes this 0, that makes this 0. That makes it 1 over 1. Because the sine of 0 is 0. So 1 over 1, which is 1. So the slope of the normal line, this is the slope of the tangent line, so the slope of the normal line would be negative 1. Okay. Question 2, 3. Ooh, lovely. Okay, derivative of 7 is 0. Derivative of xy is y times the derivative of x plus x times the derivative of y. That gives me this first part here. My second part is minus e to the xy. So that's e to the xy times by the derivative of x times y. So y times the derivative of x plus x times the derivative of y. Like this. Okay. And then now we have to simplify. So I get 0 is equal to y plus x dy dx minus y e to the xy minus x e to the xy dy dx. So then I get x e to the xy dy dx minus x dy dx is equal to y minus y e to the xy. So then dy dx times x e to the xy minus x is equal to y minus y e to the xy. So then dy dx is equal to y minus y e to the xy over x e to the xy minus 1. So then I could factor out a negative y, and I'm left with e to the xy minus 1. I can factor out, this should be an x. I can factor out an x, and I'm left with e to the xy minus 1. Those go away, and I'm left with negative y over x, which is here. Question 5. How many questions are there? Okay, so 2 more before we switch forms. Okay, so we'll do the derivative of this guy first. So y times the derivative of x squared plus x squared times the derivative of y. Secant of y is secant y tangent of y dy dx, and this is all equal to 0. So then x squared dy dx plus secant y tangent y dy dx is equal to negative 2xy. So then dy dx times x squared plus secant y tangent of y is equal to negative 2xy. So then dy dx is equal to negative 2xy divided by x squared plus secant of y tangent of y. which is this one here. Okay, question 7. Slope of the normal line, so dy dx is equal to, or I mean you could write 1 dy dx, 1 plus, nope, minus, didn't we just do this one? I think we just did this one. I think this was question 1. I feel like this was question 1. It was question 1. So freebie point, what letter is that? B. It's like I feel like we just did this. Because we did. And it's B. Okay. So now, yeah, I repeated question 8 too. That's weird. It's weird. I don't know what happened. You get some freebie points on this one. Okay. And then they were supposed to do this one. Okay. So now this is 12x plus 6y dy dx is equal to 0. So 6y dy dx is equal to negative 12x. So dy dx is equal to negative 12x over 6y, which is negative 2x over y. Here, y times the derivative of x squared plus x squared times the derivative of y is equal to dy dx. So 2xy plus x squared dy dx is equal to dy dx. So then x squared dy dx minus dy dx is equal to negative 2xy. So factor out a dy dx, I'm left with x squared minus 1 is equal to negative 2xy. So dy dx is equal to negative 2xy over x squared minus 1. Okay. Negative y times the derivative of x plus x times the derivative of y minus 0 minus 1 equals 1/7. Because that's the derivative of x over 7 is 1/7 x. So the derivative is just 1/7. So negative y minus x dy dx is equal to 1/7. So negative x dy dx is equal to 1/7 plus y. So dy dx is equal to 1 over 7, plus y over a negative x. Okay, moving right along. Now, so you can use chain rule here if you would like, or because it is multiplication here, you could distribute the squares and just use product rule. But let's go ahead and let's just use chain rule. 2xy to the first power. Y times the derivative of x plus x times the derivative of y plus the derivative of 3x, which is 3, plus the derivative of y, or equals the derivative of y squared, which is 2y. dy dx, so this gives me 2x squared y plus 2x squared, 2xy squared plus 2x squared y dy dx plus 3 is equal to 2y dy dx. So 2x squared y dy dx minus 2y dy dx is equal to negative 3 minus 2xy squared. Factor out a dy dx, and I'm left with 2x squared y minus 2y is equal to negative 3 minus 2xy squared. So dy dx is equal to negative 3 minus 2xy squared over 2x squared y minus 2y. Okay, and that is it for this section.